The Rams have signed a punter, and not just any punter. They've signed Corey Bojorquez, and he has been with the Buffalo Bills, I want to say, for the past 3 seasons. Last year, had the highest net average on punts. Johnny Hekker has dipped in that regard. Could this spell the end for Johnny Hekker? That's really the ultimate question. That's what we all want to know as far as this signing goes. That's been the conversation. Does this impact Johnny Hekker's future as an LA Ram? I think it's possible. I think it's absolutely possible that Bojorquez coming in could mean that Johnny Hekker, not only does he have real competition because this is a good punter coming in. The Rams have 2 very strong punters on the roster today. And the Rams have the deepest punter group in the NFL by far. But so I mean, Hekker has his averages have gone down a little bit over the past couple years. This last year was technically his worst statistically. And also Johnny Hekker is the highest paid punter in the NFL by a margin. By like $1.5 million, he's the highest paid punter. The Rams do save $2.6 million to cut him now, Johnny Hekker that is, and $3.75 million to cut Hekker after with a post June 1st designation. So if the Rams decide on June 2nd they want to move on from Hekker, they can save $3.75. If they do it today, $2.7 is saved. I think this is real, guys. I think this is a real possibility that this threatens Johnny Hekker's position on the roster. And I don't want to say for sure, well, because I don't know, because Hekker is also an amazing punter. But also, I mean, keep in mind, guys, we love Hekker. Rams fans love Johnny Hekker. I'm a big Hekker fan. I liked Hekker like right away when he's on like Dude Perfect, kicking 60-yard buckets with Jeezy. It was just good stuff. And I don't want to see him go, but if Bojorquez could do better, then let's go Bojorquez, man. Let's go Corey. That's really how I feel. And this kind of ties back into like players come and go. The Rams are forever. We love Johnny Hekker. I don't want to see Johnny Hekker go anywhere else. But I think it's possible. And if Bojorquez can do a better job, then I don't see why not, especially you can save money on the back end there. That does lead to something interesting, though, that could happen that I really don't want to see happen, which would be Johnny Hekker going to Dallas, which is where Greg Zuerlein is at, Coach Bones is at, and now Jake McQuaid is at. So they could really, if they get Hekker too, they just get our entire teams unit from a couple years ago. Our entire Super Bowl teams unit is just in Dallas now. That hurts. And not only is that a thing that is on my mind, because obviously if we cut Hekker, Bones is going to be like, bro, come here, because also keep in mind, the Cowboys don't have a decent punt. They've got 2 punters right now. Their best one's Brian Anger, who is not a very good punter. So I don't know. I think it's possible, but does this spell the end for Johnny Hekker for the LA Rams? I think it's possible. I think it's very possible. I don't know how soon we'll get the answer to that question. I don't know if this is a pre-draft, shortly post-draft, or a preseason decision that we'll see. But I do think this is the first time that I've seen a punter be signed where it's like, oh, Hekker might be done. Hekker might be done. So I don't know. We'll have to check out what happens as far as that position goes. But the Rams have the deepest punting group in the NFL, and I guess that's something. But we don't want to see Johnny Hekker leave for sure. It might happen though, guys. It really might happen. Next one here comes from Corey. Johnny Hekker is new punter just for competition? I don't know, man. I really do. I'm starting to believe that this new punter was brought in not just to compete with Johnny Hekker and kind of just light a fire under him, but to possibly win the job. And with this team specifically, the Rams regime right now, they don't get very sentimental about players. And I'm here for that, guys. Seeing teams hang on to guys for years who are super average just because they either A, have a lot of money invested into them with a big contract, they were drafted there and fan favorite for a couple years, whatever, but But there's something to be said about this team. I love the fact that they're like, you're on the downfall, get out. And it doesn't even matter what the contract looks like. They're willing to eat dead money. They're willing to just do all this stuff. And they're willing to make these crazy headlines of the Rams cut Todd Gurley, Rams trading Brandon Cooks, Rams trade Jared Goff. They're willing to make these headlines and be talked about because they feel like it's a better move for their team. And that is a very real thing that could be happening at the punter position right now. Johnny Hekker, we all love Johnny Hekker. I'm a big Hekker fan. I know most of us are. I don't know any Rams fan that's like, Hekker? Not really a fan. I don't see... who says that? Everybody loves Johnny Hekker. We don't want to see him go. But the fact is, Bojorquez, he's got a 5-yard average on Hekker. In the punting world, that's a decent gap there. 45 to 50, that's a decent gap as far as your punts go. So the one thing that Hekker does that I think is not being, I guess, even publicized, it has never been publicized as much he's a punter. The way that he's able to control his punts, the way that he drops them, the techniques that he's using are so advanced. He's got 8 or 9 different types of punts that Johnny Hekker does, depending on the situation. He's got some where he's just trying to get hang time. He just wants that thing to sit up there as long as possible. He's got ones where he wants it to bounce and go straight up. He's got ones that he wants them to bounce and go out. So I don't know. Hekker is, it's more than averages. It's more than averages. It's a punter position, but if Bojorquez can get done, and Bojorquez has one of the sickest coffin corner punts I've ever seen. He got it the 1-inch line. It was amazing. Hell of a punt. But also, we've seen some incredible things from Hekker. And one thing that also makes me a little sad about this news is the fact that with our new special teams coordinator, something that we didn't see after Bones left was the fakes. We got the fakes back. At least that's what Joe D, our new special teams coordinator, he's at least saying that the fakes are going to be back. And Hekker is a guy that could do the fakes. Is Bojorquez? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen him do a fake. It's over, guys. You can go. No, it's fine. Guys, clip's over. Why are you hanging out? Well, if you're just going to be here, I guess subscribe. And if you're that bored, really looking for something to do, just go ahead and watch this. Do whatever you gotta do. Peace! Go Rams!